As I'm sure you all are very aware by now, it is well and truly Spooktober. And as on this channel, please like, subscribe, join us if you wish. I cover anything I darn well please. We're going to delve into the mystical today and look at cursed objects from around the world. So I was once told this thing was creepy. I picked it up from a thrift store because I thought it was a little different, you know. Funny, the woman behind the counter said, whatever you do, don't wave it like a wand. Of course, it's all nonsense.
Right. Okay, so I don't know where I am, guys. Okay, so, enjoy the video. God, I didn't make oh, no.
I love everything. Fire spreading all around my room. My world's so bright, it's hard to breathe, but that's alright.
This scary looking painting was kept in Sean Robinson's grandmother's attic for about 25 years before he inherited it from her. She'd always told him that it was evil, and she said the artist who created it had used his own blood mixed with the paint to create the painting. She said when the painting was displayed she could see the shadowy figure of a man in her house, which is why she locked it away in the attic. So Sean took the painting into his own home, and immediately he and his family started experiencing the same kinds of creepy phenomenon. His son fell down the stairs, his wife felt something stroking her hair, and they all saw the shadow man and heard crying in the house. Sean recorded some of the paranormal activity associated with the painting. Check out the YouTube channel he has, which is linked in the description, and let me know what you think in the comments. Is this dangerous like Sean thinks it is?
This isn't a gimmick, this is something I feel is dangerous, and no matter how many times you hear about the painting being for sale or you see fake copies on eBay, it isn't for sale. There's only one original Englishman, and that's in my possession, and I feel like it's a burden that I have to carry until I find out what's wrong with it, what I can do with it, or who painted it, or whatever. But for now, I apologise, there's no more footage, but I'll try my best to get some to you. It's safe to start away where he can't hurt anybody, and I'll bring you the footage as soon as I can. Thank you. Bye.
The paranormal activity includes slamming doors, rising smoke, and the painting falling from a wall for no reason. Robinson has since put the painting down in his basement. Stories of screaming skulls are commonplace in most towns in rural England. Most of these legends involve tales of improperly buried skulls screaming and taunting those who could not do right by them until they are satisfied they are in their proper resting place. One such tale applies to Burton, Agnes Hall in Yorkshire, whereby a young girl in the 17th century was severely beaten by robbers, and as she lay close to passing away she requested to be buried on the grounds of the hall, a place she had loved so very much. After her funeral, where she was buried in a local churchyard, terrifying groans and bangs were heard coming from that churchyard at night. It is said they exhumed her skull and buried it within the walls of a staircase within Burton Agnes Hall, and her soul was then at rest. What legends of this kind do you have in your local history? Popularly known as Busby's stoop chair, this Victorian wooden furniture is cursed by the spirit of Thomas Busby, who was known to ruthlessly murder people before being hanged for his crimes. Before he was executed, he requested to have a meal in his favourite local pub close to the site where he was hung, and upon finishing his meal he declared, "May sudden death come to anyone who dares to sit in my chair." Ever since then, 63 people who did exactly that and dared to sit in the chair met untimely and terrifying deaths. This includes patrons of the public house who would repeatedly dare each other to sit in the chair, and also, unfortunately, after the chair was moved to the cellar to keep it out of the way, a workman who decided to take a little weight off his feet for a little while. The chair has now been donated to the Thirsk Museum in the United Kingdom, and it's still there. It is, however, now hung 1.5 metres off the ground to prevent any further deaths. Now, a cursed object video would not be complete without a doll. Ugh, I hate dolls, said it before, I'll say it again, probably because they remind me of people where they're pretty on the outside and have nothing on the inside and just bleh. Anyway, you know dolls are creepy, I know dolls are creepy. I'm sure by now that we all know about Annabelle. I mean, there was a movie made about her, but the real life Annabelle doll was distinctly less scary looking than the movie version, but nevertheless is bound in a glass case marked with a sign saying "Positively do not open." For any of those who are interested, you can follow the Ed and Lorraine Warren channel because Annabelle recently escaped. You might want to read up on that, just in case she's in your bedroom tonight. The doll on today's cursed object list is Peggy. So Peggy is quite cute and mundane looking by average doll standards. Peggy was last known to be in the hands of a paranormal investigator named Jane Harris. She was given Peggy by her previous owner, who claimed the doll was haunting her dreams. She'd even brought in a priest to get help, but was unable to stop the doll's persistent dream invasion, and she gave her away. Jane Harris and her fellow investigators determined that Peggy is possessed by a spirit who passed away from a chest condition in 1946 in London, which is very specific. Peggy has moved Jane's belongings, and when people have watched her on video, they have had hallucinations, nausea and vomiting. Check out the full video in the description and let me know if Peggy affected you.
Yeah, she'd confirmed to me that she died from chest pain. 3 or 4 people all mentioned to me that they got chest pain, feeling of a swollen throat, difficulty breathing. I asked her all of those questions and I got some quite positive results, so I'm pretty convinced that that's the case.
James Dean remains, and likely always will remain, a Hollywood legend.
What? You say one thing, he says another, and everybody changes back again!
Gone too soon, Dean passed away in a head-on collision in his 550 Spider, named by Dean as Little Bastard. This is not where this story ends though, although sad enough in itself. 2 psychologists and racing fans later bought the car's engine and gearbox. This story has 2 versions, but in both, these 2 unfortunates were either left quadriplegic or dead. During a promotional tour where the California Highway Patrol were raising awareness of traffic accidents, the building where the event venue was held burned down. Guess what was left intact though? Yes, Little Bastard. George Barris bought the remains of the car for $2,500. When he unloaded it at his workshop, the car came loose and fell on top of one of the mechanics, breaking both their legs. George then sold 2 rear wheels to a man who was then involved in an accident a few weeks later, with both of those wheels blowing off his own vehicle. At the Sacramento Museum, where the car was exhibited, it broke free from its display area, colliding with a student and breaking his hip. A man called George had an accident while transporting the Spider. He died instantly because the car fell on top of him. In 1960, when they were taking the car to an exhibition in Miami, it mysteriously disappeared from the truck. It was last rumoured to be hidden somewhere in Whatcom, Washington, but truth be told, we don't know where it is. Have you seen Little Bastard? Do you know where it is? Well, thank you very much for watching. I do cover whatever I want, but whatever it is, it's never dull. So please leave a like and subscribe for more. Stay awesome. Bye bye for now.